Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Ronnie, and in today's video I'm gonna be telling y'all my boot camp experience. I'm not gonna tell you what happened because I don't think I can, but I'm just gonna pretty much explain like my experience, how it went, how did I feel, and I'm also gonna throw in what it's like being my rate. I have a rate now, but I didn't have one for a very long time because I came in as an undesignated sailor. But like I said, that's gonna be for like the second part of this video. I'm gonna try to not make it too long, but let's just get straight into it. So here we go. I went to boot camp. Well, I went to MEPS around, I want to say the beginning of September. That's when I started my MEPS process. And technically, before you like swear and everything, like you have to go through MEPS, which is like the process to see if you're like physically fit. And then, you know, before you can even get accepted, like before you even do your swearing in, you gotta pass a test first. Like it's a little ASVAB, which technically like see where your placement is, like when it comes to like your logic skills. But it's also other things, it's not just logic, just to see where they can like place you with the jobs and whatnot. So they say you hear the higher the better, but honestly your score doesn't matter because it's based on individual scores. Like they put certain scores together to make a certain score for an individual job. So really it just depends on whatever you're trying to do. So yeah, anyway, fast forward, I went to MEPS, and you have to do a lot when you go to MEPS. Like they drug test you quite a bit, so make sure you're clean. What else do they do? You have to be up to date on your shots. They do physicals. They'll check, you know, pap smears if you need pap smears, you know, for ladies. They'll ask you like a bunch of questionnaires, extensive background check. So if you ever got tickets or anything on your record, let them know, because if you don't, they will not let you join. Like it's a wrap, it's a dub. And then once you're done with your MEPS process, you meet with the liaison, which is, it'll be a male or a female, just depends on whoever your liaison is. And they basically are the ones who give you your job. Like, so when I went into there, I didn't know what I know now. Like if I knew what I know now based off my score, I definitely would have went into like an admin rate, because admin jobs, you don't really go to a ship. Like you're gonna go to a ship, it just depends. Like it's really like slim. Like if you're like an HM, which is kind of like a nurse, it's rare that you go to a ship. But even in an admin job, even though it's rare, it's still possible. So I should have chose like an admin rate, like, because I could have been like a YN, which is a yeoman, which is kind of like a secretary. Like they do records, paperwork, stuff like that. And I ended up going in undesignated as an undes seaman, because there's so many different undes. There's undes constructionmen, undes airmen, undes seamen, undes firemen. Like there's 4 different. Like they said back in the day, it used to be if you're just an undes, you're just undes, period. It doesn't matter like if you're like in one of those categories, and you could choose like any rate. Like it don't matter what you are. But they had changed it, so that sucked, because excuse me, because I was a seaman, I could only do like seaman rates, and that included some admin stuff, but there was other things like CS or BM. And let me tell you, not trying to, you know, ish on the Navy, but if you're like colored, or if you seem a little different, or if you look off, they're literally gonna try to stick you with BM or CS, like without a doubt. Unless you just make a super high score in your ASVAB, those are gonna be the 2 top things that they're gonna try to put you in. And honestly, if you love doing like hands-on things, and you're like really rusty, like rustic, and you're into like doing like, you know, cleaning cars and mechanical type stuff, then BM for you. If you like to cook and you just like to be in the kitchen, then CS is for you. And neither of those are for me. But fast forward, I chose BM anyway, just because I'm not about to like keep waiting for rates that I know they're not gonna give me, you know, so I just kind of settled. But anyway, that's another story. But I went in as an undes. Okay, boom, we're at boot camp. So when you're on the bus, like before you get to boot camp, you're like waiting at the airport and stuff. Like everything seems so cool. Then once you get to boot camp, you get off the bus, like they're yelling, they put you all in a line, you know, they're just yelling at you. You get in line, you can call your parent, that's it. Okay, so there's like different steps you take, like there's different phase points throughout boot camp. Okay, so with me, since I rushed my liaison, like my liaison originally wanted me to leave in December for like a better job, so I think I still would have been undesignated, or I could have came back in December and chose again like a different job. But I didn't want to like keep prolonging like going, so I really just wanted to get it out of the way. And I was like, nah, I need to go right now, like ASAP, like SAP, not ASAP, as soon as possible, like I need to go. So I told him I won't sign unless I go, like soon. And he was like, all right, cool. So he made a phone call, hung up, and they're like, all right, well, we can get you out here in 2 weeks. And I was like, all right, bet. Because at that time it was like the end of September, so my leave date was October 17th. Fast forward, I get there October 17th. Like I already told you, they be yelling at you, everything. First time I had people watching me use the bathroom, like in my face, watching me use the bathroom. Like it's a shock, but not really the cussing stuff I'm used to. Like, hello, I grew up in a black household, like that was nothing. But them watch, like them invading your personal space, like I got my personal space invaded, but not really where it's like, oh, somebody's watching you pee, like literally watching you pee. I was like, F it, you're gonna watch me, I'm peeing, so I can go. And I mean, boot camp, honestly, to me, I thought of it the whole time as kind of like, it's a mental thing. Like, yeah, you gotta do physical tests, you gotta do mental tests, but it's really based off of like yourself. Like, I'm trying to see how I can say this. It's really based off of your mental, as far as like how well you can adapt to change and how well you can deal with being in an environment that's stressful. Like being in an environment where you're constantly being pushed to like, you know, do better, be better. Like, you know, like you have RDCs. They're basically like your drill instructors, if you want to say that. Like, you know, drill is like, a drill instructor is basically like army type thing, but like they're basically like someone there to help push you to be the sailor or whatever. They're there to push you basically. Like a lot of other people, I don't know if it's just because they were raised like really like coddled or like sheltered, but some people just couldn't handle it. I mean, I was one of the first people to get beat, but mind you, I got there 2 weeks earlier than my date, so I was already going through, like, they call it P days, which is like the very, very beginning stage. So I was already going through P days like 2 weeks before I even got put with my actual group. So then I got put with my group that I was gonna be with, and you know, real cool people. And I don't know what happened that caused me to get beat. Oh yeah, we had like a homework assignment, and then I was late turning it in, but it was because I was in the head. Like, I wasn't even paying attention. I was in the head. I came out. They were like, oh, they already turned the homework in. I was like, F-U-C-K. What the WTF? Like, so I told my RDC, I was like, I got it, I just forgot to turn it in. So I literally had it, but some people, like, there's other people who said the same thing, but they actually didn't do it. And I was like, oh no, oh my God, no. So then they just beat all of us, and I was like, F. So I had to be one of the first people to get beat in front of everybody. I was like, dang, dog, like, here we go. So when you hear them say beat, like, not knowing, because this is your first time going to boot camp, you're gonna think they mean like physically like hit you, but they're not gonna touch you. Like, they can't touch you. They can yell in your face, like they can get in your face, they can yell at you, but they can't touch you. So when they say beat, they mean like work you out. Like when they mean work you out, so they like, so you're like crying, like they work you out. But like I said, I'm like, I've always been really like strong-minded, and I'm very strong-willed, and I'm really determined. So if I put my mind to something, I'm doing it. Like, I'm not letting nothing stop me, nothing standing in my way. I'm gonna do what I'm told, how I'm told, and if I do something wrong, I'm gonna bite the bullet, take my consequence. Just like when you get a whipping at home, like if you know you did something wrong, or if you didn't follow instructions, you're gonna get punished. So like, you just gotta just suck it up and do it, like do what you gotta do. I've even been like that at home. Like if I gotta get a whipping, I'm gonna take my whipping like a G. Like, it is what it is. I'm getting it. Nothing's gonna change that I'm getting this, so I might as well just take it. But anyway, I was one of the first people to get beat. I had to do my push-ups. My legs were shaking. I was so weak. I was like, oh my god, oh my god. It was so embarrassing, but I did it, you know. And one thing I will say, if they notice that you're like kind of like not really trying, that's a big thing. Like if you're not trying, they will really be on you like white on rice. They'll be on you. Like, you gotta try, even if it hurts, even if they see you're struggling. If you try, they won't like mess with you for real. Like, they'll still yell at you, but they won't mess with you as much if you're trying. What else? So fast forward, after you get through P days, you go to something called the ship, and that's when like the real ish goes down. That's when you like really start learning stuff. You really start training. You really start like doing marching, like drill. They call it drill too, but you know, that's when you really start doing like the stuff, and it's fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like it was actually really, I enjoyed myself for the first, how long was it? I was there for 8 weeks, but then like I told you, I was there 2 weeks earlier, so I got put with a push division who was on there for 6 weeks. So when I got with them, I was there for 8 weeks total. So I want to say like the first 4 weeks is the hardest. Really, the first 2 weeks is the hardest, but like I said first 4 because for me, I can't swim. And then I think at week 4 or 3 is when you have to take that swim test. And I thank God was on my side, because I literally, when I was in boot camp, I prayed every day and every night, like literally every day, every night. I never did not pray or talk to God. Like, that's really what got me through boot camp. I went all the way straight through, never got asthma, passed on my tests, I did what I had to do, and that was that. But yeah, let me see, where was I at? Oh yeah, once you get to the ship, that's when all the real stuff goes down. It gets a lot harder. They assign you jobs, and whatever job you have, you gotta like fulfill that, and it's kind of like a leadership role. So they hold you responsible and accountable for that specific job. So if you mess up, like I said, you're gonna get beat, and that's just on that. And all my RDCs were so like, they were so cool, they're so funny. Like, yeah, of course they're supposed to be like, you know, you're supposed to be like scared of them, but I don't think you're supposed to be scared of them. I looked up to it. I kind of looked at them like parents, kind of, because you're not with your family or your like actual parents. So I saw them as like my parents away from home. So I was very excited every time I would see them. Like, I love them. And if you're watching this video, it's Hobbs. But yeah, oh, that's another thing. You go by last names. And yeah, I mean, boot camp for me, like, was it hard? Yes, but after a certain point, it gets easier like as you go. And the more you try, the less it is on you as far as like with the yelling and stuff. Like, you just gotta really try your hardest. Like, it's really as hard as you make it, and it's really a mental thing. Like, if you're beating yourself up every day in your mind, then it's gonna show on the outside. So you really gotta just work hard, do what you gotta do, and yeah. So I was gonna try to fit in the being an underseaman, but I'm probably gonna make that a separate video because that is a whole lot of, it's a whole thing, and this video would easily turn into 20 minutes, not even 20, like 30 minutes. So I'm gonna cut it off right here. That was my boot camp experience. I know, kind of dry, but you really can't talk much about what goes on like in boot camp. Like I can only really like summarize and tell you how my experience was. And I kind of told you a little bit of things like P days, the liaison, that you get yelled at. You have leadership roles. So I kind of threw in a little bit of things here and there. But that's gonna be it for this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and there'll be more on the way. Bye.